Welcome back. Some of our military men and women come back from conflict zones with serious psychological scars. Some of these service members are finding real relief, though, with the help of a few furry friends. Robert Misseri is the co-founder of Paws of War, and he joins me now. Welcome, Robert.
Nancy, thank you for having me.
So happy to see you today. How are animals able to help break down the psychological barriers facing our military members with conditions such as PTSD?
So what we're learning from just organic studying, that the veterans that we are placing our service dogs with are giving up sometimes all of the medications that they were once on. They're reclaiming their health, they're reclaiming their mental capacity, their family, and becoming a very important part of their community once again that they lacked. And a lot of these soldiers, and I say soldiers, but these veterans who are struggling with severe PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, things that make it so difficult to cope with an average day. These animals are really getting them through it, and they're becoming rock stars. They really are. They're making a significant impact. And we will need to live another 1,000 years to truly understand what these dogs, the sense and what they really can do for someone's mental health, but it's working.
Isn't that great? So what is it that your organization does?
So for our service dog program, we rescue dogs here in the States. It could be from a high-kill shelter, it could be from a laboratory, it could be from any bad situation. And then we match that dog up with a veteran in need. And then when that dog is placed with that veteran goes into a training immediately. And that's what really helps, because the bond is the you have a broken veteran and a broken dog, and the training begins immediately, and they start that process together. That journey starts together, and we see significant changes in the lives of both the dog and the veteran.
That is such good news. Are you able to track the results of these human and pet relationships to prove this kind of therapy really works?
So we do. So we have a team who speaks with our veterans, and they, on a regular basis, they sit with them. We have different evaluations, but ultimately, where were they when they first came in, into the program? Some of these veterans can't even come into our building. They can't get out of their car. It's really difficult. And now these veterans are involved with community events. They're back to going to school events for their children, and they're becoming leaders again in a leadership role in their communities once they graduate. So it's really making a significant difference, not only for the veteran, but their own community, because they've always wanted to give back. They were the first to volunteer for service. They were the first to do something, whether it was fire department, and when they have this ability, they feel strangled. So now they're back in that community. So yeah, the results are really shining. They really are, right down to the medication that they don't no longer have to take.
That is so good to hear. I understand some of these pets come from war-torn areas themselves. Can you tell me about that?
So we have another program which is called War-Torn Pups and Cats, and that's a little different. So that's for our active military members who find a cat or a dog that are, while they're stationed overseas, deployed overseas, that generally is in bad shape, it's starving to death, so forth and so on, and they don't want to leave that animal behind. They spend 8-9 months with that animal, they fall in love with that animal, becomes their whole lifeline. But the last thing that military member wants to do is leave that animal behind. They just can't. The guilt is horrible, and they know that if they do, just the guilt alone will just forever live with them. So we get that animal back to America at never a cost to them, and then we reunite them with that dog or cat that they rescued while on deployment. This is something that is really changing the lives of so many veterans and even active military members. And we can't do it alone. We're a small organization that's trying to do a lot, and we're getting a lot of requests. But thank you for spotlighting this because it's a big need.
How can ordinary people help your efforts in serving veterans?
So anyone who just wants to help, who wants to get involved, whether it's volunteer, support a mission that brings a dog back from overseas, or helps place a service animal with a veteran, they could reach out to us, and we welcome them to have a conversation with us because we could really use the support right now more than ever.
Robert, thanks so much for telling us about your organization. It's really so inspirational. And we should direct people to your website, pawsofwar.org. That's all our time.